Hey everybody, want to make a video real quick. I pretty much just have no time when I get home, so how about I just make one on my way to lunch. So this is a work Sea Dog. And anyway, I want to talk about our quarterback situation. The Georgia Tech quarterback situation is settled, in my opinion. And the stance, the position that I had on this has done a complete 180 since before the game last week, right? I was saying, I even made a video about this last week saying, hey, Jordan Yates has come in and balled, and the one quarter that we did have from Jeff Sims, it looked really rough. Jeff Sims came in, for a little bit of backstory, in the first quarter of our first game, of course, to Northern Illinois that we lost, and looked like he had regressed from last year. He couldn't complete a single pass, and then of course, he could run. That was never in question, but he fumbled too, and that was how he got hurt. Was actually trying to recover the fumble, and that was a big problem that he had last year, was fumbling, and then accuracy, and interceptions too. And so I had kind of been just disappointed that Sims, I thought, over the offseason, it sounded like he had been working on that stuff a lot and fixing that, and then came out and really, really disappointed me in the first game. But Yates came in and he balled out, and he can scramble too, and he can complete short passes. Nothing crazy, nothing really over 15 yards at most. That's what Yates' deal is. He's really a game manager. But anyway, in this past week in the North Carolina game, freaking Yates, our offense is what it is under Yates. I went into the North Carolina game thinking, okay, we can't complete a pass more than 15 yards. We can barely get our run game going because our offensive line isn't very good. So we're just going to have to basically get 1,000 short gains, and that'll have to be our offense. And it was for the first, 2 quarters. We had got down to the red zone, not even that, but the 10-yard line twice. And our offense stalled twice, so we had to come out with it with 6 points rather than 14. And by the third time we had done it, we had just got a turnover, and we were on the 20-something in their territory. And I think Collins was really desperate for some offense, so he gave Sims a chance. Sims, I guess, finally this week had recovered his arm injury, so they went ahead and put him in, and he came out and lit the world on fire. It was absolutely insane what Jeff Sims was able to do. First play, he takes off and runs in for a touchdown, and I don't know what got into our offensive line either, but the Red Seas parted, and I talked about this too, and it's just amazing watching our offensive line struggle that badly, and then the second Sims comes in, they create the perfect blocks, and it just opens up, and he runs right through for a touchdown. Then he came back in after the half. He came in with very short to go in the first half. Come back after the half, and on his first play second play runs 60-something yards or something crazy like that, and then scores again. And so, and then once he got a little more comfortable, he started passing, and man, he was dropping dimes, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Didn't turn it over once. Now, granted, he did play only just one half of football, but I couldn't believe it. And to me, God dang, to me, the quarterback situation at Georgia Tech is settled. I don't see how you could. I don't really understand why there's still a conversation about this. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the Tech fans or whatever are talking about who's going to get the start. Obviously, Jeff Sims. So long as he can not fumble it. That's what I'm worried about going forward. Has he fixed a fumbling problem? I mean, he just came in and he was making good decisions, which he usually doesn't. And I don't know. There is still some questions I had. He's not, perfect or anything, but the way he played in this past game, I mean, there's no question in my mind that he should be the starter. So, that was my kind of 2 cents on it. Jeff Sims, I think, is a little bit riskier because Jordan Yates is very safe with the ball. Hell, he even threw 3 intentional groundings in the 3 games that he played in our first 3 games. He makes like really good decisions, which I think he actually has the edge over Jeff Sims in that kind of regard. But man, Jeff Sims just has a higher upside. Look at our offense, how well it performed under him, and just in time for the Pitt game too. How about that? That's what I'm talking about. So, in my mind, the quarterback situation is settled. There's really no question. It's got to be Jeff Sims. Clearly, he came in. He worked hard in these past 3 weeks that he, had been hurt. It was his non-throwing arm, so I'm sure he was able to practice his throws and reads and everything. And maybe it was just first game jitters that he kind of had and didn't really play well because we only had 1 quarter sample size of him so far. So yeah, Jeff Sims, in my mind, is the Georgia Tech quarterback. Higher upside and higher ceiling, higher potential. He can score, and that's just something that we don't have under Yates. But hey, I got to give all the props I can to Jordan Yates. The dude came in and just played his heart out. He really is a good leader for the team. And I actually hate it for him because just the way he came in, he's just a really likable guy, just a real leader. And I kind of, it sucks. But you know what? You got to put the guy in that can win you the games. And I don't think we've seen the last of Yates. I don't think we've seen the last of him. I think he'll get some playing time in, I'm sure, whenever, we're blown out. Give him a chance to throw it around. I'd like to see Yates give a chance to throw it around because the offense was really, really conservative under him, and we kind of knew what we were under him, and it wasn't like big time plays, and it was just less risk, very, very low risk. And, there's nothing wrong with that. Our defense showed out enough for that to be a viable game plan. But I got to say, coming in and having Jeff Sims throw for all them yards and having all them points and everything, that's much more fun to watch than a defensive struggle. It's just my preference. So, all right, you guys, just wanted to talk about the quarterback situation. I'm going to eat me some Chick-fil-A. Go Jackets, and I'll see you guys next time.